Surprised that one came up. Let's see. Hey, good morning, those that are here with me today. I didn't get a chance to do an update yesterday, but I will go into it in just a minute. Okay, just reading the latest on the shutdown just to make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, it freaked me out yesterday that the market went up. I guess people don't care that the government shut down. I mean, not yet, because they think it's going to, I assume they think it's just a very short term. Job numbers were down, and it all shut down. So to me, that would mean a lack of confidence. Common sense would tell you, but so I went down. I'll tell you what happened yesterday is that I went down. I had to add money to the account, which I did, and then I had to call to make sure that they would say I could use it immediately. Like I transferred from one to another, so they already knew I had the money, which made it easier than them saying, oh, we can't, it's 24 hours or whatever. So if you call, usually you can get it put in. Now, it wasn't because I blew that account, but I did lose like almost $2,000 on those trades I had. I think it was $400 on Apple. I think Palantir was $200. And then I got out of, I think it was Tesla, right? I got out of Tesla when it was like 1,200 or 1,300. I took the hit. And the main reason I did is I wanted to scalp it. I was seeing so many opportunities to just scalp it, and I was held in this terrible position because it just kept going up. You guys watched yesterday, right? If any of you were following, you were going like, "Holy crap, the professor's losing his butt," and I was. There was a dip there that came down from being like 2,500 down to only like 1,200 down, and I took that dip. I got out right then, and so it could have been worse. So I could have been down like 3,000 for the day or 3,500. Anyway, so then I scalped. Then I got into it and I scalped with 500 shares. And in order to do that, I had to add money into the account. So I'm lucky that I can do that, but anybody could have scalped. I'm lucky that I was able to recover from a loss like that, and I know not everybody can. And that's why yesterday I had a very cavalier attitude with everything. I was just like, I don't care. I'm going to trade. I'm going to try something different. Whatever. I just didn't have that conservative. But it did take me by because the month was over, and I haven't decided on what new strategy for the month. And I'm going to the other channel to trade. And I was just like, this is just a free day, of doing whatever. So I'll hold this, I'll hold that, I'll do this, I'll do that. And I do have this feeling that I can recover, wrong as it might be, it does work for me, week after week, month after month, year after year. I can get in, knuckle down, and recover with a matter of share size. So I got all that money back, and then I ended up making $790 yesterday. So when I started scalping, that was really close to a 3,500 plus scalp over like an hour and a half. I just knuckled down. Charlie got with me. She loves it when I get that serious. She did much lower share size, of course. She made a ton of money. And I was just like, just stay with me if you can. I'm going to be moving fast and, trying to yell. But, so I am lucky that I'm able to do that. But that, if you were to follow me, you probably didn't do that. And I'm sorry if that happened to you. And I think I recall saying, don't take the trade, stick to your max loss. I think I always say that. But if any of you got hurt by my cavalier attitude, I apologize that it didn't go your way. I can't take full responsibility or I will drop dead if I try to take responsibility for everybody. I just can't do it. You guys have to be responsible for yourself. But I am human, and it bothers me. And, of course, even when I say I can't take responsibility, a part of me is very, very regretful, and then that happens. Let me change this fib, 142.67. Now, I do have a swing on Tesla this morning based on news. I have it on another account, and I'm just looking over to see how it's doing. It's not doing very well. I'm getting hurt because I think I have it at 475. There was news that the sales were up, so I grabbed it pre-market, and it's hurting me again. Boy, Tesla just wants to hurt me lately. Now, it is way up, but I think that today it's going to keep going up. That's what I said yesterday, that it was going to go down, though. So let me go over the news real quick. You just can never count on stuff, guys. And that goes for whoever you're listening to. Remember that. You just got to keep it tight all the time. 10 shares, 20 shares, whatever it is, keeps your losses tight. Don't get swept up in the moment of anybody's enthusiasm or any calls they might make. Make your plan. Keep it tight. SPY says slightly bearish today. QQQ bullish. TQQ is bullish. Bearish on the SQQQ. Of course, NVIDIA is still saying bullish, and it's way the heck up there now. So what is NVIDIA now? Wow. Right now the mark is 189.82. Tesla neutral. But that was before the news that just came out on the sales. Apple's bullish again. Amazon bullish, Palantir neutral, AMD bullish, Oracle is neutral. I just taken a look at that because that sometimes is a good opportunity. Hood is bullish, Baba is bullish, Coin is bullish, Intel is slightly bullish. Shutdown, of course, is looming. I mean, it's shut down. It's not looming anymore. We're shut down. So I don't know. I think that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. I think my opinion is it's just not a bright move to not just open it up. I'm not going to get political here, but fight your battles another way. Don't cost people their jobs and stuff. I mean, just don't interrupt the market. I do understand the point of view for healthcare and all that stuff that it's cutting. I get it. Bad to cut people's healthcare, but I don't know. I'm not going to get political, but this is not a smart move, in my opinion, for the Democratic Party. I said it. I spoke my 2 cents. You can scream and yell at me. I was going to look at this one this morning, but I don't know. I think I want to go over to, because Tesla has news, yet again, I will go over here. I'm not going to play it short, though.
Company granted a patent for its silicon carbon composite anode material.
What is that on? What was that for?
EPOW.
So you bet every momentum trader just jumped on this stock. Well, what did that just do? ETOW, he said, right? Is that not what he said? I don't think that's what he said. I think I got the ticker wrong. Let me go back to NVIDIA. Is it on the news here? This is if you're a Benzinger Pro, you'll get their market updates and stuff, which is pretty handy. And I have a link to get this, and if you get it through me, it helps me out. But then I set up some of my own things here to follow the large cap. Tesla's at the top here. And, that's what I go by. And then you can get their calling the trades as well. But I think I'm going to go back to Tesla and see if it gets a pop, if it gets a dip and a pop. Now, a lot of times after a large rise like this, you will get a straight down, it might just come straight down. A lot of people will be riding that short. So it's the news this morning that made me think maybe it won't do that. And I got it way up here on my other account, like up in the 75 area. So I'm hoping, of course, it recovers because I think I have like 1,000 shares there. But That would be a hard one to scalp out of, but you know, I still do take some swings, and keeps life interesting. So we've got 2 minutes to go. I am going to look at this. I think what I'll do is, in view of what happened yesterday, I'm going to lower that to 20 shares. And I do not recommend you following me at the open in any way. And you just play it cool. But let's see what happens. It's killing me over there on my other account now as it's dropped down $5,000 for me, roughly. So remember, I'm talking numbers you might not be, you might not like to deal with, guys. So I just want to make sure you remember that it's not, I'm not always trading the share size for you. You have to figure out your own share size, your own trades. I had to get that $half whole and $half set up so it'll populate every stock rather than be set like I did that yesterday. But if you just jumped in, I did recover yesterday. I scalped out. I showed the totals. I'll do it again. It was a tough morning. I was down $3,000, like in the red, roughly. And then I scalped out by adding to that my account and calling to make sure the money was, I could use it right away. And I traded 500 shares of Tesla and got out in about an hour to a profit. I just had to knuckle down and get serious. So we have about 30 seconds. And I would go in on a big dip here. But this may go down all day, even though it had good news, right? It's like another animal. So I'm just going to be careful and watch a max loss so I'm not under the gun right away. And because really I'd like to wait for this to consolidate like I did yesterday. Once it was consolidating, I was easily able to make money. Good luck today, guys. There it goes. Man, huh? There it goes. Do not buy yet, that's for sure. Hit that ATR. Spiked off of it.
S&P futures up about 0.29%. NASDAQ futures up 0.6%.
Things are starting to go down suddenly. Look at that. Volume's over 1 million.
Pulling back here at the open now, still up, but S&P futures falling down to about the 670 level.
I'm going to go in on that, guys. Just have a very small share size here. Okay, I just got out real quick because I saw the level 2 dip there for a second. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I just got out for a small. So here comes the price action coming right down. This is where it is. It's at this level. So I'm glad I got out real quick there. Risky to even try anything in here right now. So I was happy the way it picked me up, though. I mean, just how fast. Probably because of the low share size. So I could have done that same dip again there. It's just a crapshoot. So it's just crazy. It's crazy to trade right now. You know, you're just crazy. I'm a crazy man. But we'll have some fun as it gets, as we get to some consolidation here and find the stocks that we need to find. Yeah, I see my scanner lit up on the 15,000 per 1 minute. Now we've got a whole bunch of new ones. AMD's right near the top, boy. People are getting AMD news. Oh, it went down. AMD went down. It profit taking. Got all the way up to 169 from down to 157 a few days ago when I sold and lost my butt. Look at it go down. Yeah, so people are just going to ride this down. So I have 1,000 shares at $475 on another account. So I'm down $10,000 and climbing and falling. I'm not going to, it's a swing. I'm not going to drop it out. But yeah, I thought it would be a very fast one. I still do take swings on the other account. If anything, if it keeps dropping, I might add another 1,000 shares depending on where it goes. I'll have to do a total analysis here. It's got some support down here a major support a little lower than this. I took it on the news that it started spiking on the third quarter right here, this news. So, okay, so the ATR gave this a little bit of support here. I wonder if it's done going down. Let's try to take that up for a minute. See if we can get a little bit more money on this. We'll try to get a little bit of some money on that. There we go. So we got $30. I'm just doing it with 20 shares, playing it nice and easy. Love to see it get back up here and start consolidating. Drop back down. So, nope. I was just catching that when it happened, catching that wave. It got all the way down here to 65. So we got to be careful. That's $3 from this position. Like to see another in 7 seconds. This will close green, and let's see if it gives us a second green closing, and that'll give me some more backbone to go long on this. Yesterday it killed me for the short, so I'm a little gun shy about shorting it. See, now you can really see what happens. You can see inside the candles. Look at that, amazing. See the gears working as they wind the candles up and down. Bottom of the market magnet there, though. You can't trust the market magnet just soon. I have this new coffee that's hazelnut maple, and then I added monk sweetener, from monk fruit. Oh my God, it's so good. No calories with that sweetener, which is good for a diabetic like me. Look at this, still drop, so I can't help but feel a little pain on that other account. So people are profit taking from the redonkulous rise yesterday that killed me with 250 shares. Yeah, scared about going long. How far are we into this? 5 minutes into the market, so let's get a reading what's going on. Nvidia's up to 190 now, a little over that, and climbing. We might want to get a look at that. AMD is now pulled back where it was, 169 and climbing. Just trying to see some of the others here. Apple is pulling back. Baba is climbing. MU I looked at earlier today. That's up too on some news. CoreWeave had some news, but that's down. Hood is down. Google is even money. Marvel is even. Palantir hurt me yesterday. 185. That's kind of where it stalled. It's down today a little bit. So, yeah, I'll stay here for a minute and just see how things shake out for the 10 to 15 minute mark. We'll see if we can get some. But in the meantime, why that's just going straight down. So, yeah, again, what I did is I lost like almost $3,000. I sold out, and I was red yesterday. That's the pain. So I'm just being full disclosure, right? Now, some people would have walked away. If you went beyond your max loss, you absolutely should have walked away. I was not at my max loss, but I was thinking I wanted to get in there and scalp with a higher share size on Tesla because I know that's where my strength is. And the volume was really strong still. It was no problem picking up 500 shares. But I didn't have the money in that account because I'd set it to trade with you guys for just funding it for the minimum PDT. So I had to move money in there from one Charles Schwab account to another. And even then, they sometimes don't say it's available. So I had to call them up. So it all took about 40 minutes. And then I started trading again with 500 shares. And I don't think I had a single bad trade, which was good. And here's what I ended up with at the end. So I dug out and made $700. And that took a little over an hour or so to do that. And Charlie traded along with me with I think she had 50 shares and she did great. And yeah, so that's what happened. And again, you can't count on that happening. That was a high risk situation that I'm used to dealing with, and that's what happened. That's how I got out. Yeah, I can't trade this long. I can just cry at the fact that I have 1,000 shares at 475 on another account. I can't go long here yet. Why don't we take a look at NVIDIA and let this shake out a little bit and just at least get our bearings on this, because this might be the one to move. This has got movement today in a big way. I'm going to start fresh for just a second. Let's clear this drawing set. And we're up in the stratosphere for this. This is an all-time high, so the fibs, I could do fib extensions. The only way this could really work though is if it comes down, and then it starts coming down and we consolidate it downward. So let me just pull this over here. That's at 52. And this is at 191.05. Excuse me. Oh, that's here. Sorry. But we'll set it up in case that does happen. See, we got a nice channel. If it comes down in here, 83 to 86, this looks really good for channeling. Let's do a 2-day. Plenty of time here, guys. We want this market to consolidate for us. So, oops, what am I doing this? Okay. And not do crazy trades. But you can weep along with me on my, okay, is this more than 2 days here? What's going on here? Where's my high-low here? This is my low. I don't know why it's not showing it there. All right, so let's do that. And we'll get over here and just see where it is here. Oops. We're going to go, oh no, I can't mark that high. So yeah, I could do this pre-market here, which is like 189.94. I'll just go to 190 here. Yeah, it's coming down, which is a good sign to trade it. That we might get some opportunities here. It's not a good sign if you're going long, and that's that. But we're already in a new channel here, which is good, and we have a fib possible resistance right there. So let's get back on the 10-day and see if we have anything. Yeah, so there's just nothing, just this day, some pre-market. I'm looking for historical data. There's just like nothing unless we get way down. That's 87, so I'll mark that, and I'll mark those two areas. That's about all we got, like all the way to over to here. So let's give this a mark. I'll smooth across those levels to about right there. Well, it's the 184. It's the 184 level, yeah. I'll put it at 03, but I'll know what that means. That kind of picked that up there too, so that something's respecting that. And then this is smoothed across here. And then you've got these topping out above the fib there. And then let me just see here. Yeah, this is what I saw when I was looking at the bigger picture here. So you've got that if it dropped below, kind of like a possible fail-safe. You can see it hit that there on that spike. That was a big data drop, though. Has Tesla stopped yet? No, it has not. Oh, my God, huh? I wonder if it's going to retrace the whole way and it just wants to hurt me. I'm just thinking through if I want to Yeah, it's just like, I want to hold it no matter what. I want to hold it no matter what for a bigger, but I can't. It's too big to fail. It's a stupid way to look at stuff, right? There's our 5 minute. Let me see what it says on NVIDIA over here on Benzinga News. Same stories. We know no reason in looking on the day chart to kind of get a bigger feel because it's way up at its high, all-time high. So we would like to see a dip and then a jump back up, which that's something we could trade if it starts to consolidate in somewhere in here or in here from its high, from that fib. Those between those two fibs would be outstanding if we could get an area there. Or if we get down to this fib, there's our ATR. That's the RV ATR. This would be so far, other than the fact that you're not going to get one for a point for it going five, how many times is it there? 10 days back in the price action for the RV strategy criteria. Other than that, you'll lose a point there. Doesn't really have a catalyst. So I think this would rate about a 7 to trade the RV, but I'd have to really zoom in and think about it. Didn't really look at the pre-market. Let me just do this. No, it's not really. It didn't really consolidate on the pre-market, so you wouldn't get a point for that either. I mean, it kind of does right here, but you like to see the entire pre-market be in a pretty tight range to mark it as a level for the RV criteria. So I might only rate like a 5 or 6. So let's see. I don't know what everybody's going to trade yet for that. I love the price action, when it moves enough here. So if you look at that number and count to 15 seconds in your mind. So let's stop it right at any point here. Let's just see. 91, say. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the most I saw it go down was 11 cents in one direction or the other, which isn't fantastic, but that's enough. 100 shares, $10, So not as much as I thought. Not like a Tesla, obviously. Tesla is continuing to drop. My God, it's down $20. No. Yeah, well, yeah, but it's down $18, $18K from my position, right? I'm at 175. Yeah, I'm almost down 20K on that one trade. Ouch. So it can happen to anybody. Obviously, I have a whole bunch of swings on that account. When I take those swings, I didn't think that was going to happen, clearly, but I mean, I'm prepared to hold them much longer. So all kinds of different traders out there, guys, all kinds of different way to trade, all kinds of budgets. You got to figure out what is good for you. And not everything goes my way. The swings haven't been going as good as they can have been, but basically, as long as I go long on my swings, it catches up with me. The way this market is, it's always just catches up with me. There will be one time where it will not, of course, when we become a bull market, and they never come back. So that's when you really have to say, how long are you willing to hold this for a year, or do you want to get out for a lesser loss and make your money with that money that's in your account? You're going to make interest if nothing else, So if when you have that kind of money in your account that you're trading on, and you don't let it work for you, you're just sitting in an account that's not working for you, then that's pretty stupid too, when you could probably get quite a bit of money in investing it in a long-term mutual or something. So there's a lot of things to consider. But that's specifically, I have like 5 different accounts that are specifically for trading. I don't count the money for long-term. And when you think about it, for getting interest and stuff, If you think about it, like if you have $25,000 in an account, and 10% then would be 2,500 at the end of the year, right? And we just did 4,600 in 30 days. So, you know, you're going to make more money if you're successfully scalping. It's the same thing with bigger accounts. You just have bigger numbers. So nobody's going to give you those kind of returns except day trading, trading, not like mutual funds and things like that. So we're going to wait a little longer here. I'm getting ready because this is coming back up, which is good. So we may have some action here. And then if Tesla would ever just stop going straight down, okay, it did. It's starting to go back up. Yay. We can go take a look at that again. But until then, let me just briefly mention. So on the 6th, this is my last day of trading this week. I will not be trading tomorrow. And I will be planning to be on the $1 Million Margin Club on the 6th. So make sure you go over there and set your alerts for that channel. This is what it looks like. And there is a link to it on my channel as well. And it'll take you right over there. And I will be talking about their products, and they will be giving away free stuff on my videos. So that's part of the deal. So you're going to want to be over there to get free indicators, and then learn about. If you want to learn about the indicators you probably already have, you should watch these Toolbox series because they even have the mathematical formula and stuff. But they say exactly how they work with Niles Ashcroft doing the. I think that's the name that does all the narration and stuff. But there's a lot of videos. A lot of the John Bull Bear thing is really fun on their shorts, where basically tells you how to predict the direction, and how accurate that is. Of course, they hired professional actors and stuff too. So they have a lot of stuff over there. Just check out the channel. I will be there on the 6th. I don't know how many days I'll be trading. If for some reason I'm not there on the 6th, I will be there shortly after the 6th. But that's the plan at this point, is for me to be there on the 6th. So hopefully I'll see you guys there, and we can try to get that channel some recognition for their books and scripts. And that's where we all want to go over there and help them, and they're going to give free stuff because of it. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool deal for everybody. Okay, so now we are 20 minutes in, and we're looking. We do have something forming here. Let me take another look at Tesla. Oh, Tesla went right back down, $3 in a split second. Let's see what that looks like over here. It must look just like crazy. Oh, I did take a small trade on that, I guess, huh? No, I did earlier. Let's see. Yeah, so it's outside of its $1.50. It dropped so far. So it did hit down here. Oh, that's just the low of day. That's all that's signifying. So that's not a level. This is your ATR low for the RV strategy there. Holy Christ, look at that. It's a $16 ATR half. It's a $32 ATR it must have. Let's take a look at the ATR on that. Yesterday ATR, that says 16. No, okay, that's just 16. Yeah, here it is. So I don't know why it's showing that way there, but that had that free indicator at the bottom of the day thing. Don't forget to get that at the $1 Million Margin Club. Let's see if it gives us something here, but really that is a huge channel to try to trade, guys. That's a $6 channel. So this needs to tighten up a little bit for any trader, honestly, to scalp it, because you're just really just rolling the roulette wheel at this point on that stock. So let's zoom back in on this one and see if we can get something. And then I'm going to look at a few others here. Let me just look at the price action on the scanners. AMD could be a very good possibility and a bit slower. Let me take a look at AMD, because this looks like it has gone up and come back down. So we probably have some good consolidating action here. 5 minutes going to look extreme, but the fact that it's coming back up Let's take a look at the 1 minute and see if we've got anything workable here. And then I want to look at the level 2, do that 15-second count deal, see what we have. Yeah, that's a good, and it's down near the ATR level too. So what do we got here? So we'll start it at 41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I only got like 6 cents there. Let's do it again. 34. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there, that was more than enough. That was 20 cents. So yeah, so it definitely has the moves. That was all within one candle to make a trade here. We probably want to do 100 shares, and I'm going to start thinking about marking this out. So let me get our fibs on this to see how close we are. Are we out of the fib area? Yeah, we're pretty far out. That is, yeah, we're out. So fibs aren't going to help us. Historical data, if it drops, we got nothing. So I'm going to take the data that I have just intraday here to trade it, because the other is even less trustworthy than normal, which is not overly trustworthy, as you know. So let me just use the whole and half dollars and the current price data and the indicators. This is indicating that it's going to go up. The magnet's going to pull up. So let's just see. So the upward move, see how it went up? Magnet pulled up. It just told us that ahead of time. That's why that's such a great indicator. I didn't do anything yet, because I haven't really finished assessing what I want to do here. Just trying to see the news. Let me look at the news on Benzinga on this. Yeah, it's got that same AI Hub supercharged developer innovation thing. That's DOCN. AMD is a bull run, they're saying. It did say bullish overall on all the data from all the different people reporting AMD bullish today. So it was and then dropped. So this looks like it's going to keep making an upward move. So let's see if we can catch a dip here. So do we have, see, it's just going straight up. I don't like it. It keeps going straight up. We need it. We need a dip. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm going to buy at that level, 54. I tried to get it at the 50 cent. I didn't get it. It's taking too long. Oh, I'll wait a split second more. Yeah, it got me now. So we want to get out pretty, we don't want to get greedy here. We saw that we had 10 to 20 cents. So I'll take 12 bucks, 16 bucks it gave me. All right, so 16 bucks on that trade. Let's look for another dip. So it did stop dead at that 50 cent and turned around. See if we can get some repeat action. I'd wait for it to dip a little further this time to see if it's starting to, if it's starting to stop, There's the top of the market magnet, and the magnet just pulled up. So if we get any dip, it's going to be small. So we're not going to get down to the 50 cent. I'll try that. I got it at 63. I like that. I think that's going to be a good dip. We just have to wait a second. Sell on the ask so the market doesn't. Yeah, I was waiting for it to go a little higher, but we got up to 31 on that one. That was an easy trade to play the dip off the magnet here. So let's try it again, see if we can get down here. And get ready for a breakdown. Get ready to get out. I mean, it is moving pretty fast for 100 shares. You got to be careful, because 2 clicks of the wrong way, and suddenly you're down 30 bucks on one trade. So be careful. Make sure your share size is I kind of want some confirmation it's going to go back up here before I keep playing it on the dip. Banging on that 20. That's the 20 moving average right there. A lot of things say go up. That's a hangman though. That's a reversal sign on the 1 minute, and it did do a big reversal. I'm going to go ahead and buy that dip if I can get it. I got it at, I like it because it's so far down that it gives me a chance to get out, and I'm waiting for a bigger, that wasn't the best recovery. I was looking to get like a $16 trade there, but 45 bucks on that stock. Tell me Tesla's going back up. Oh my God, it's still flushing. Wow, I don't even want to look at that. I don't even want to go to that account. I have a lot of big green on that account, which is good, but if I went to that stock, it would be so painful to look at that stock right now. But anyway, And it's tying up a lot of money. All right, stop thinking about that. All right, so this. All right, let me just take a breath because I'm just making up words. I'm thinking about Tesla on another account. Recharge. Reconfigure. Miss that move. Miss that dip. But it's good. It's letting us know that it's heading back up. So we're long biased, trading dips, watching the $0.50 and the indicators long biased. Remember, I am not a licensed financial advisor. Seek the advice of someone you trust before you try to follow anything I say here. It stopped on the VWAP for a minute, and that's the top of the market magnet. Oh, it broke it, boy. This is a strong move up. That is the even dollars, 168.2. So I would love to see it drop below that. I will, if it drops below the 168, I'm going to pick it up. But it might be 168 is our dip. The even dollar might be our dip because it's really strong up here. I'd love to see a retracement down here a bit to confirm. But no, see, now I feel like I'm just chasing it. I just don't feel good about chasing it. Yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to chase it. I wish I was in this right now, but waiting for a more surefire dip. If it goes back to the 168, I will pick it up. That will be my dip, the even dollar. It is not going down there. I'm looking at the level 2. It is going to break the 68.50 in like 2 seconds here. So it's like that's going to end up being the new dip area. So I might want to just get in down here at like the 30 cents if it gives me an opportunity. I'm going to try that. I pick it up at 34. I'm going to get out. It took too long. I don't like the look of that. Yeah, it's just winding up to break the 50. There it goes. I wish I would have got in that trade. Here's our high ATR we're almost up to. We're past the RV ATR down here. Just blew by the VWAP. No, it didn't really stall anywhere in here to market. MACD sent it down at that level, at 90. Let me just mark that. That's a little bit of a liquidity pool in this area. I'm going to go ahead and mark that just so I know where that is. So it's dipping back down here. Let's see if this is a real dip. I'm going to go for it if I can get it. Nope, it's not going to give it to me. Canceling that. I'm going to buy on market. So I get in. And be careful, it's not a big flush here. Just get out and then we'll enter in the flush down there lower. Don't freeze on me now, Thinkorswim. Jesus. I'll take that if it gives me that 14 bucks. So we're up to 60 bucks. Let's see if we get another dip here. Yeah, that was it. So holding it. There's a little bit of a cushion now to hold this into a bigger move and not take the quick profit. So, wow, which I wish I would have done right there. So now 169 might be the dip. This thing is really strong. Remember, it was all the way up at 170.26, so we're not at its high yet. But it did drop from there like hard. So we are at the body right there. Let me mark that body. Where's that body? Right here. I'm going to mark that. That's a real tweezer move right there. That's below the high a little bit. So right at the 170. It may reject here, guys. So be careful here. I mean, I know it looks like it's just going straight up, but just be careful. Wow. I'm gonna probably get in this if it gets anywhere near the 169. I'm just telling you that it could flush. So if it breaks below it, just get ready to get out. I'm gonna go in. Got it at 05. Gonna try to hold this. See, it went down 93 into the larger level here. If it doesn't break down off the 169, which is starting to scare me that it's doing that. But I'm going to try to hold it to 170, a little higher on this trade. Or 169.80 is where we got some resistance there. But it looks like it's stopping here, so be careful. I'd rather take a small loss and then reset up for a bigger dip if it starts to flush and not hold it and add to it. Yeah, this is still going up. I mean, that's not a stopping move there. So we're gonna get a big play up here. Let's see if we can break this ATR. That would be a spot I'd be worried about maybe taking profit at the 50 cent, which would be like a $40 trade up there. Stalin, that's the second one. That's a dragonfly right there. Some people might call it a rickshaw man or a doji, but it is a bull. All three of those. It's a bull, dragonfly, bull, doji, bull, rickshaw man, and it's going up. We have roughly 20 seconds for this candle to close. I think the 50 cent would be a good spot to take our first profit there and not get over greedy. So anywhere near 69.50 would be a good spot. That's what I'm looking for. 169.50. The longer it takes there, the more I might just get out sooner. It's definitely slowed down. See how it's slowed down going up? So something to think about. See how the buyers dropped there? So that's definitely something to think about, the way that it's I'm just going to get out. Yeah, so I didn't get much there because I didn't like the way it was moving. So let's see if I can get a better dip down here. Yeah, too bad. I had a bigger trade there for a while, and it just I saw this the Scalp Pro telling me that it was reversing. So see how the buyers just kept going down inside the candles. The volume dropped, everything. It's like the air's thin up here. This is getting ready for a dip, so be careful, guys. You know, there's no telling, of course, but there are signs that this is going to drop. So, and it didn't. But I'm not going to take a short here either, so I'm not those big of signs. But buyers are stronger there, attempting to get a dip. We'll try it. I got in at 08. And then it kept going, unfortunately. Oh, man, right away. Oh, boy. I got to get out. I'm going to get out and keep some of that money. That's too bad. So that's the thing I was worried about. And I went ahead and got impatient and got in it. Stopped at the 9. It definitely may not be done yet, so break up back through the 90. You might see me jump in there, but not yet. Yep, that's what I called out, and yet I didn't listen to myself. There it goes. You can kind of see that happening. This fooled me here, this last bit of... now the volume's higher here. See how it's higher? And the alarm went off. That's higher going down. I want to see it break that 69. You'll see me jump in market if it breaks the 69 going up. But it's retracing now, guys. So this kind of action's good, assuming you're not stuck in it, to help us call the trades in the future. Because you don't want it just going one way, you know. So we got about 50 bucks today. I was close to the goal if our goal is 150. We don't really have a goal this month. This is just a single day trading, so let's make some money. Tesla seems to have stopped. Down like $19 from my position. AMD is like, right now we're just pretty much right at its opening area. Okay, I'm going to go for that, guys. It looks like it's stopped at the even 68, but I can't be sure, so tried to make a small profit to get some of that money back there. I'm not getting over greedy, but it stopped and didn't give it to me. There it goes. Got a little bit back. Yeah, definitely made a nice tweezer move here, which is good. Let's mark that. That's right below the 168 where I saw the level 2 really stall. Let's see if this volume can break these sellers here. Give us more. It didn't really make a bull flag on the 5. Oh, it did. It is possibly making a bull flag on the 5 minutes, so that could be good news. Just can't count on anything, guys. Just take it easy. Again, if you tuned in late, I was $3,000 down yesterday and did recover to $700. I was showing the totals on TraderView by scalping 500 shares, which is how I got back my money. Risky proposition. On a stock like Tesla, keep in mind, too, I get all the time like, that's impossible. That's not real. Shares don't feel that way. It's like, no, guys, they do. They do. So I don't know what platform you have, but oh God, I missed this move going up. So it really is going up again. Let me just see. Is it going to break the 50 cent too? The spread's so tight that I will go and mark it to get a big, if it's a strong upward move. I'm going to go ahead. It looks like it's an upward move. 36. So play it tight, just in case. Level 2 called it up, so I went up. Let's try to break it into the double digits, please. Over 10 cents, please, on the upward move. I've got it at 36, so I'm looking for at least 46 here, if I can get it. Not 26. That's not what I wanted. Oh, it's hurting me. So it is not done going down, clearly. Getting ready to jump out of that if it does that business again. No, that's an upward move again. Well, let's let it play out. Just stick to your max loss. I want to add is what I want to do, but it's not showing me that it's turning around. There was a sign on the level 2, but then it faded. So yeah, it's taking back all the money. I'm getting tired of this. This is slowing down. I want to get a look at another stock if I can get out of this with a decent trade. Boom, big move. So it got us back up to 57. Let's see if this is gonna. Yeah, it hasn't. It's just starting to make the bull flag over here on the 5 minute, which could get a lot of people to jump back in. So it stalled at 168 and said, no, we don't want to be down today. We want to be up. Got out of that just in time. I'm going to try it again. I'll try it at the 68 level. Nope. Didn't like the look of that. Didn't pick me up fast enough, and I saw it going down more. So I was like, hey, hang on a second. Well, it would have been okay. Would have had our 10, 15 cents there, but it's still pounding down there, huh? We don't want to see that on a trying to make a bull flag over here. We don't want to see what it's doing on the 5 minute. We got 3 minutes for that to close. The flushes down are much stronger. See, that's what's scary about getting in this. See how the volume's increased on the way down. It just broke it here too. That would have been, it stopped right at the 68 even again. So that is now, or 68.50. So that's twice there and twice here, like a flat bottom. Starting to consolidate for us, which is good for longer trading. I don't even know what to say about Tesla over there, although it is stopping at the 156.57 level. So it might be interesting to trade that over there. Just any kind of a move like that, like that is just too big of a move. To a $15 move in the first hour of the market is just kind of scary to trade it. So Okay, so most of our price actions up here, as you can see. Let's see if this magnet pulls up. Volume's gone way down now, so things are really slowing down, which is why I wanted to switch from this a minute ago. But I'm staying with it right now because I'm looking at the other ones, not being pleased. Yeah, the 1 minute volume over there. Yeah, NVIDIA's looking interesting actually, guys, because it's got more volume. But so that again, it rose as it started to come back down, not go up. So it looks like it's creating a channel between the 168 and the 168.50, and it takes roughly two candles to travel that distance, which still makes it viable. Makes it very viable, not still makes it viable. So I will look for a dip. I'm going to wait for the dip down here. Try to play it up, even if I'd like to see it break the 168 just a little bit. I'm going to go and mark it to make sure I get in because it wasn't picking me up a couple of times. Now, why does that happen? It's because it didn't meet the price. But if you're going to go market, you want to make sure it's like kind of going. Do you see how that just stalled? Going toward you fast enough where it's going to pick you up and on market. You know, he's going to definitely pick you up. I mean, if you're going to do bid by the bid, it has to be going in your direction. Since it's stalling a lot with little 2-3 cent moves and the spread's pretty tight. Well, actually, that's a bigger spread than I like to see. But yeah, this spread's pretty big right now. It was a penny a minute ago. Did I get that wrong? This is a big spread for AMD. 4 to 5 cents, 8 cents. That's a big spread. It'd be better to do bid and ask with this kind of spread since we're only looking for 10 cents. Yeah, it's just right in the middle here. We need... Do I dare short this up here? Got a tweezer move all the way up at 169.34, which I guess is that move. No, that's 168. No, that's way the heck up there. That's way up here, this tweezer move. Yeah. Yeah, there it goes. So that's why you don't want to short it. That's the top of the magnet. Why did I mark that level? Oh, is that marked over on the MACD? Yeah, that was a MACD level. Okay. Which you could argue is, at this point, makes no difference. But there could be a bunch of traders, you know, a bunch of people waiting for that price is what I'm trying to say, liquidity pools. Okay, so it broke that level. Its high is 170.26. I would short off the highs and just be careful about it. Let's see what we got right there. There's a tweezer move on the 1 minute, 169.33. Now these intraday levels, they're just more like real guidelines for me. We got the whole and half dollar. I am trading the indicators a bit. You've got the market magnet turning it around up here. So the magnet just pulled up though. So MACD sent it up. So this is still strong up right here. It kind of did it already, but stopping at the magnet now. And the $169 level right there. Look at the strength on the Scalp Pro, how strong that was inside. Volume went up. It was the top of the volume. So the battle was won by the buyers, no question. You come over to this channel and you say, what's he doing with all those lines? It's that they're just guidelines to see where price action has stopped, so you can try to set your entry and exit with a little bit more data than just a $1.5 dollar and the level 2, especially when you're trading large cap. The level 2 is nowhere near as useful. That's why we do the strike and recoil strategy, where you're just trying to get in and get out in 10 to 15 cents. So I saw the price action coming in above the magnet, and then it just faded instantly. It kind of just showed that it was going to drop. So this is a pretty big drop here. So let's see. It does not like that level up there, huh? It just fades right off. That's twice. It's like, you can't reach the ejection handle, Goose. No oxygen. It's in a free fall. I'm going to lock on. I'm going to lock on. Wake up. That's the second Top Gun. Forget what the name of that pilot was that passed out. G-forces. And then he locked on the weapons to make it the sound go off in the cockpit, which I heard is not realistic from a fighter, but jet fighter, but whatever. Does that really matter to us? Okay, so now it hit that level. That's the MACD level. And it's continuing to the ATR, really getting close to the high day. So it's getting definitely worth the risk to go short and wait for the fade, or to average in. I'm going to go ahead and go short there. Dropped a bit when I got it, but I'm ready for this to go up negative for a little bit and maybe add. I like the playing short up at these high levels. So there it goes. It's going to get me out, though. So I buy the bid to get out. So I just try to get out. So that got me like 15 bucks. Oh, it would have been better to hold it longer, obviously. Hit the magnet. Let's see if it's going to go back. I knew I was going to miss it. That's why I just went in market like it was stopping right here. So you better get in, because you're not going to get it on ask if you keep playing games. Let's see if it went down to that MACD level. Is that the MACD level? I know I keep saying the same thing. No. Yes, it is. So that's the MACD level. It is respecting that level where it said before. So, but now it's not. That's the 9 moving average. So we broke into a new 5-minute. As you can see from the vertical line, it told us that was going to happen. The 5-minute candle is now red. It was green. But just before it broke over, it showed you some lack of confidence. So it broke the 9s down to the 20. It's just not low enough to go long here, guys. I worry about going long. If it broke back up through the 90, I think I'd buy in on the move. No, MACD, I changed my mind because the MACD sending it down. Still, I'm not going to do it. That would have been where I would have entered if had that arrow not come up. And that gave me a lack of confidence, and there's why. So it would have been down 20 cents already. So we're coming down to the 20 moving average. MACD just sent it down, which of course it already did. And now it's saying no more. So the MACD left. Oh, it came back. Now that's based on crossovers. So you're not seeing the 14 here. And I think it's set. I can't remember how that's set. That's a really good script, though, indicator. This is too slow. Come on, guys. We need some more. We need some more action here. So, all right. Now, I don't want to get caught up in the micro data here, and I want to take a look at the bigger picture here. If I start to short this, I've got to be careful here. So yeah, we're just in the stratosphere. So the only reason to not short it is to be worried about the catalyst and the overall news for the stock. Now it was as high as 178 not all that long ago, so it definitely has the potential to go higher. Now that is a nice little bull flag being made here on the 1 minute to go up. That's 82% accurate. Make sure you get the candlestick pattern playbook. so used to promoting that stuff for, but I do believe in it. It's just if you don't have a candlestick book, you need one. Whatever book, you have to have one. Okay, so now we're having a breakdown. What's that VWAP at? 1. That's at the $0.25. I'm going to go in there. I'm thinking that it's not breaking down, that it's going to go back up, so I'm taking a chance. Got it at 60 cents. I was getting ready to get out fast if it did a big flush there. Here we go. Almost back up to what I lost there earlier. So I've got $30 on Tesla, so I'm just over 100 now on this. If you don't count what I have, the 20K that's down on the other account. Kind of makes this pretty funny, doesn't it? I sacrifice for you. I have a pretty high level of confidence that I can make the money when I need to, and maybe, you know, that's okay to have confidence. You just never want to count on it. As you trade longer, you're going to start to feel that way, and then you'll start to feel like you're invincible. That's where the real danger is. It's just, you just raise your share size and it still starts working for you. Then suddenly it's just like, it'll come back, but you're 50K down. It's going to come back. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. Okay, this goes up here. I get ready to short again. Just doesn't like it up there. Hasn't really made enough of a flat top yet, you know. Kind of smooth the level there. It's just not anything you'd really want to count on, but my first idea of where to short is like 69.22 range. Being ready to add to it 18 cents higher would put me $18 down where it spiked there. And this would make me $28 down the ATR. So you look at it that way, like, well, how far? And then that would be, I'd be more inclined to add at that point, waiting for the dip. Yeah, I would normally trade this far higher share size to try to make the more money here. What can we do on AMD? You should be able to do up to 500 shares with your PDT. We're not doing that challenge this month, so. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. Now, be careful, guys. I'm going to go ahead and raise just because of how slow it's moving. And but be careful. You know, this can go away in a split second. Whatever you have. You may not want to do what I just did. So I'm up to 200 shares now. I do not expect much slippage at all. We're still over 100,000 in volume per 1 minute. But the way that it's moving, I'm going to have to take smaller 5 to 8 cent jumps maybe, you know. Keep in mind, how far can you go down? How many pennies till you're... So if I got in here and went long, you know, that could be $58 down to get to this level, you know. I'm still green. I want this closer to the 50s. I'm going to do it. 53. Let's hope that that is a good trade. That was not where I wanted it to be, but I'll take the money. Got me to $99. I was like another 10 bucks higher than that a split second before I hit that button. Okay, so it's pounding down twice, so I'm taking pause. Is it going to break it? Let's see, what's the VWAP at? 28 cents. Stalling at the 50. 46 on the bid. Guess the best way to do this with the way I'm playing this is to try the bid. I'll try the bid. 46. You've got to pick me up. Okay, I was going to say it needs to pick me up fast. Hurting me. See how fast it's only 10 cents and it's suddenly, okay, so now I got to take a beat here and see if I'm going to take a loss here. Or do I want to add it to 400 shares? It's fading pretty far. What is that level? That's at 68 even. We definitely don't want to see it go by 68 even, guys. That would be absolutely get out situation. Taking a chance with the higher shares and lose the money quicker that way, right? Or make it quicker. More exciting. Stalling down here way too long for my comfort. Right at that VWAP. Getting ready to get out. Going to take a hit here, I think, unless it can show us some reversal signs. Level 2 says yes for a split second there. There it goes. Break the VWAP. No, that was not. We don't want to reject again. Oh, no. Oh, I'm going to get out. All right, so that was a big loss. That's too bad. Oh, well. I took the hit because it looks like it's going to fade there. Broke through the 68. I think I got out a little bit above that. What is that 92 level? That's right there. Yeah, it respected that a little bit, but not much. Just hit it again. More like it's the 68 level. So now I'm a little gun shy, getting back in it again. We were almost there. We had some good money for a minute. Still green. It can go down a long ways when you get caught up in the microdata like it's, it played way down here earlier, so you raise your share size and you don't get out, you could start to get red very fast. It doubled. That's a 67.78. And then all the way down to 66.35. So if you get in with 200 shares, that's, almost $300 down here. So that can happen to you very quickly. So you can see it's fading. That's one of the reasons I got out. Now you have an ATR down there. The 5-minute wasn't showing. 66.30. That would be an entry, I think. And then hold it for a little bit. Might stop at the 50 cent here. It's the bottom of the market magnet as well. We don't want to see the magnet pull down if you want to go long. What's the overall market doing now? Nvidia is going up. Tesla's still fading. AMD is down. Palantir's down. Apple's about even. Yeah, I thought about Baba today. That's up a couple bucks. Hood is up a couple bucks. Looking at some of these marbles, flush even. Amazon is down. Oh, is it going to break the 68 again? Yeah, I'm a little gun shy here. Just going to take it a little easy here. We're just not getting that. You know, we got the consolidation, then it channel hopped, and it was like this was a good spot. We were doing well, and then suddenly it hopped. You know, just like okay, I don't know. You know, they're going to play nice down here and give us some more opportunities. I'll keep the share size up so that I can try to get that back faster. So it broke to 68. Can it hold it? Our VWAP's way up at 68.27. Well, it broke back down, so it's using the $68 as a resistance right now. And the volume increased as it went down, so be careful. Okay, well, that's a good sign. So it closed above there. So look at the big picture. The 5 minutes saying no. Okay, if it can hold it up there, that's a good sign. I'd like to see a 5 minute go green, which is going to be in about 20 seconds, 22 seconds from right here. So we need it to get above this level to 68.30-ish for it to go green on the 5 minute. Otherwise, it's going to be a red 5 minute. And you can see across the board, it's all red. 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and it's trending down. So going up right now is a tad risky. Yeah, it's going to close red on the 5 minute. So this is where the next 5 minute changes. Here's the next one. This is the 5 minute and the 10 minute and the 15 minute. If you just looked at this, you'd go, hey, go long. It's just not enough. See how slow that's? Yeah, I'm going to get off of this. That's too slow. Let me see NVIDIA, what it's doing, guys. I'm moving to NVIDIA just to see if I can make the money faster over here. That is a great looking consolidation on the 5 minute. So that means on the 1 minute, it's going to look even better. So let's take a look. We've got this marked out from before. Look at that, huh? And it's respecting the ATR. Let's take a look at this. I mean, the way that AMD was moving, this has got to be moving as much. There was 6 cents. Let's see, I'm still keeping it. The first minute count was only 5 to 7 cents. Count 15 seconds and see how far it moves. Then do it again. Do it again. See if you have enough within a 1 minute. There is enough here. It's just really slow. It's just very, very slow. And then what is our bias? Our bias is still trending long from the open, but the most recent candles are short. What did it open at? 189.60, or right at open. This is 189. So we're 30 cents above the open. The news was it should go up, so you should be able to play it long bias, certainly from the ATR level or a little bit below it. Let me mark the open here. So the open was 189.60. Keep forgetting to mark the breakout levels. This is going to be our open. So anywhere there, you could pretty much consider support. We're already at a support level here. I'm going to go in 300 shares myself, but you guys should stick to what you can trust. I could go 600, I believe, on this account. Well, I pulled money over here, so I can go much higher. So I could trade Tesla yesterday. Yeah, so it would have been good to go in off that ATR there. That would have given us, you know, we're only getting 5 and, you know, 8-cent moves here. So I didn't go in because of that. Where did it break down to? If I smooth the level, that's at 84. 86 really. I feel like if I buy the bid, it won't pick up all the shares, and I'll have to do like a flattened situation. Look at that go down, huh? You're going to punch again? That was a big punch. It did not recover enough to have grabbed that, so now it did. Yeah, it's a 20 cents recovery. That's 71, right? 78. Okay, so 15-cent recovery. There's where I smoothed that level, so kind of, oh, look at the price action coming in down here. Magnet pulled down. Be careful now. It looks like it might go down a little bit more. That magnet just pushed down, so yeah, it's going to break that level again. Wow, it's stalling there, huh? Which means no trade, really, because you can't, a stall means it's not giving you anything. The VWAP's way down here, so 189.69, closer to the open. So it's still stair-stepping down. Let's look at the higher highs and lower lows. It's usually good to look at those on the 5-minute. Try to give us more of a bias here. Did make a higher high here, if you don't count the wicks, which I never do on these. And now it's coming back down, so it's very early for that kind of analysis. Let's see if we do a trend line, what we got here. I'm just not getting enough data, guys. I'm worried about the data here, so let's try to be a little safer. So we'll start it from down here on a trend, see if we can get some taps. So there's a couple of taps there, as you can see. That would definitely be one to mark, just in case it gets there. We don't really have a descending one to mark. You could pick this up higher here and do that trend, a much shorter term trend like to that action. But either way, we're just not in an area where the trends are going to help us here. So way down here. That's not marked on that trend either. That's just how it respected it.
Very close to maximum employment.
Saying there's a report that just got released. Here's our market pulse down here. So the Q is up, the SPY is down. If you go to the 5-minute, everything's down, and bonds too. That VWAP would have been a great spot to get long on, huh? Getting more confident to go long now in this area every time it kind of retraces back up. But it is hitting that ATR like a ceiling now. That's the RV ATR. Highly respected level, half of the overall ATR right there, high. See how the price action's coming in to pull this magnet down, though, to go short. Okay, so now I got to make a decision. Do I want to play the recoil off of this? It's only like 10 cents, but it's 300 shares, so hit it. I could have got it already. It just when it hit it, it was just like barely, it was, yeah, 70 cents. So I was looking for the 60-cent area. Wow, that was already a nice $30 trade right there, and I didn't get it. Oh, man, okay. Yeah, I definitely want to play this long, guys. So in case you were wondering, yeah, I'm playing it long bias. So as it came back up to this ceiling, I didn't want to jump in it. I'm just taking my time on this, so. I'm just going to wait for the setup. See, some of you have dropped off, probably had to go to work. I'm waiting for the setup here. Do it 10 shares, 50 shares, whatever you can afford. Be careful. Just trading very conservatively, mega cap stocks, very, very conservatively. That's what we're doing this morning. Just ways to make more money. Higher risk, more money. 70 cents. I'm looking for the 70 cents on the bid. There was 72, 71. Is he going to break it? Nope. Came right back off that VWAP at 71. Is that the new VWAP? Nope. Wow. It was already enough of a trade. But the fact that it's continuing to break down here is a little concerning. It is just barely moving here. What do we got on Tesla? It's hovering around that 455, 456 zone. Oh, okay. So we're down. We're almost at the open. I'm going to go for that if it picks me up. It did not. Canceling. Let's see if it gets it down on the... I'm looking at the market maker price. I'm going to go for it. So I got it at 67. It's a little higher than I wanted it. I'm going to hold into this move a little bit. 300 shares, bigger risk at 67. Bigger risk here, so hoping that the open's going to hold it. Looking for a little bigger play up. There we go. It didn't pick me up. This time I'm going to do it this way if it gives me another chance up there. I'll take that. That's why you don't do market. Yeah. Yep. So 300 shares is going to kill me on market. There should be enough here on the very. Look at that. You know, those are all multiplied by 100. It shouldn't have skipped that much. I'm glad I got out though because it is continuing to rest at that open. So I'm going to just wait a second to see if it. This should have been between $13 and $20. So that was pretty lame. Still long biased. You can see it could go down quite a bit. So, I mean, just following its most recent patterns, that's $2 down on 300 shares. That's $600 if I wanted to ride it that far down, you know, which I don't, to answer that question. So we're just making tiny, tiny money here on stocks that are just redonkulous here. Let's see what, oh wow, cruise down, $4. Yeah, it's a funny market today. Oops. Yeah, I would not go long here. I'm going to wait to see what the heck is this doing. So we were all the way down. Let me mark this. We're coming up to one of those trend lines too. Yeah, you need to let this do what it's going to do here. I mean, there's definitely some recoil here, you know. That was over 10 cents there. Look at the strength of that, guys. Wow. I've got the Pro Lounge open on Benzinga, so there's a lot of chat over here suggesting stocks on the Pro Lounge. Sometimes just following, because those are all like pro, they pay for the pro thing, so sometimes just following them is enough to make some big money. I've got AMD on their chart over here going straight down right now. It's at 168. Had a low of 167 this morning. Kind of a boring morning, guys. Boring morning. Trading's boring. So if you weren't here originally, I am going to not be on tomorrow, but be over at the $1 Million Margin Club as a guest trader on Monday. So make sure if you haven't gotten that, that's the $1 Million Margin Club. So there we'll be giving away stuff when I'm trading over there for free. So just for that alone, you might want to tune in. I am not sure the style of trading. It might be similar to something like this that's safer. So it broke right back through the open. Thank goodness, right? We want this flush to stop if we're going to continue to trade this. But I'm not going to trade all that much longer, but don't have much money today. I think I got $30 on another one. And what did I get on? I left AMD with something small. Yeah, that used to be $100. So I'm only at like $50 today. A little over $50. Let's go ahead and do Tesla, actually. Let's just take a look. Yeah, oh, I got 30 on Tesla, too. Yeah, 30 on Tesla. Wow, huh? I'm holding a position all the way up here on another account for 1,000 shares. So you do the math. So that's 9. I can't do the math. $24. $24,000 in one morning here that I'm down. So, yeah. So that's slightly painful. We will wait it out. That is a swing trade. But just so you know, the professor can do. Yesterday was bad, but I came back and we ended up 700 positive, almost 800 positive. Wow, it hit that ATR low there, huh? So that got respected, which is interesting to trade this. So we will not be trading 300 shares of Tesla. Let's just see here. I'll do 100 shares. Let's try to make some money, guys, if you can afford it. Short bias still. I mean, unless we want to buck the trend, it's definitely going down still. Everybody's making their profit from yesterday's ridiculous rise. I thought the news that was sending it up would be enough to keep it up there at least. So I think it's going to retrace back up there today quite a bit. But, you know, Tesla's like its own animal. Yeah, see, Tesla rivals brace for EV market collapse, thanks to Trump. But yet it posted record quarterly deliveries. Trump is responsible. Pretty good. Look at all those stories there. It's all happened in the last few minutes. It's going to send this up. It should be going up here. I'm going to do bid and ask on this. Looking for anywhere near the $54 even, guys, to try to get in this sort of recent catalyst news to see if we can get 54 even down there. Seems not. Let's get this. Let's get these marks. So this is at 354, 454, right? So let's go to 454. There's our whole $0.50, so we want to get those up here. MACD says do not go down. It's definitely going up right now, huh? Wow, missed that. Now I'm kind of chasing it. So that could be the news. It's just going to go now. But it's just so hard to call this stock. 59. way the heck up there, 459. Oh, there we go. What is that level? That's down a whole dollar, so it'd be $100 down if I called this wrong real quick. And it could go down $300 just from its most recent data, you know. It's right here. So things to keep in mind with your share size. Just trying to get a couple of decent trades in this morning before I move on. Will not be on tomorrow. Monday at the $1 Million Margin Club is the plan right now.
Ticker E9 agrees to build $7.2 billion LNG export plant in Mozambique. African timber, ticker Echo.
Definitely recoil action here if we get the right call. Wow, there was 08, 03. I'm going to try it. Okay, so I got it at the even dollar exactly. There goes my little cushion as it bullets down after I waited that long for that move. Definitely think about adding to my position down here. It is still going down. I was just looking for recoil, so. I'm at the even dollar. So we'll try to get that there at 18 cents, which would be $18, and it didn't get me. Wow, huh? that was a big swing there, huh? On that candle. I'm leaving it in there just because of the way it's moving. That it might just like pick me up in a split second. So ready to cancel order if it doesn't, and we'll go from there. So here it comes. Just a few cents from my position there, 11 cents. Oh, and then it dropped. There it goes. Pick me up. You're right at my, look, I'm right there at the same number. There we go. 48 bucks on Tesla. Yay. That seemed like a lot of work for that trade. Now, this is the number that I wanted, but since it faded way down here, I'm thinking stick to get closer to the 43.50 to try that again. Not going to short it. So it's down so far from where it was that, wow, there's 55. 54. Looks like it wants to break that. 51. Then it recoiled up 25 cents. That was a quick $25 trade. I picked up the 51. Looking for the dip again. It's pretty good. Whoa. I went ahead and did that. And got it. Got a money right away off that. Not trusting to hold that. Just got a quick recoil. Yeah, that was an anomaly from what it's been doing, so I just wanted to get out of that trade quickly. Got a quick profit as it continues to go down. So our MACD turned it around right at this level from before. Means there's some people waiting around there. It's at 52.71. Then you've got your big tweezer move down here, 451. So it's a couple bucks off of that. We don't want to get wrong and move down $2. But we are playing at long buys as it's trending down, so there's a big risk. I think it's going to recover today, so I'm worried about going short bias. At any time now, it could start making its move, upward. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Remember, I'm not here tomorrow if you just got here. I did end up $790 green yesterday, and I'll be trading at the $1 Million Margin Club on Monday. So set your subscription and alerts over there so you don't miss me. The time of day is being discussed as well, that it might not be right at open, so we're still, everything's in flux there, but they're going to be giving away free stuff, so going over there just for the merch is worth it, right? Trying to build that channel for them. Wow, just really stopping at that MACD level twice until those get flushed out, which could have just happened. A lot of me wants to go short here, and the second I do, I feel like it's going to just rocket. Superstition. There's the bigger picture. Let's look at the 15-minute. We don't get too. 15-minute says, would you even consider going long? They're like, what are you doing? You should be going short. Yeah. Three times now at that level. It's talking me into going short here. I got to tell you, everything calls out short. You know, as it comes up, go short rather than trying to get a dip. Whew. Man, huh? You see that? It went all the way down to that even dollar, the 52. It hit it for a split second. That would have been a great recoil to catch, huh? It does these moves that it just like can just imagine if you had 500 shares or 1,000 shares. It freaks you out. I mean, how fast it can move. I'm going to go for it. Going to pick me up. Did it not? I thought I had a sell ask. Did it not pick me up there? There we go. Okay, so that's at 50 cents even. Yeah, that got me up to 92 on that. Just playing it conservative still. Would have got a lot more, of course. Would have had 50 bucks there. Had I held it a second longer. What? Oh, okay. 1 second, guys. I'm getting handed something here. Sorry about that. Man, definitely short bias now, I guess. I have such a large position on the other account going long that it's just, this is not what I would call a hedge. Off 1,000 shares on the other one going long. Wow. That news just got me again. I do think that Tesla's going to be well over 500 though soon. Very soon, so I don't think it's a bad call, unless of course you just with Musk he could just do anything at any time. You know, that's whoa boy. I'm gonna go for it if I get picked up. Okay, Is it going to hurt me bad here? Man, I did long buys because I thought it was going to zip back up there, but it just, did it get news? Oh my God. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get out of this in a second. See if we can get back green on this. That really surprised me. It's continuing, so yeah, I might have to just take a lesser loss here. Yeah, it's getting worse. I'm just going to get out. Well, that's too bad. Yeah, it's still going down. So I'm just trying to understand if there was a news, because that was drastic. Usually I will go the opposite direction of those, because that's what's been happening, like strike and pullback. Oh, that is bad news. Regulatory credits test receipts will be 0. Holy mackerel, huh? That's not good news for them. That was fast to get. No, that was at 10:53. That's a new low. Now we're back in yesterday's territory. I think that's the position I had yesterday when it went up. Had I just held it. He's calling Tesla wrong. That's why I just normally don't like to trade it. But it's great for scalping, fast move scalping. But right now I think I'm still green for the day a little bit. So, but you know, got my little fun out here. But man, huh? I hope you guys are doing okay over there. What's our spread? 11 cents. I'm gonna go for it again. Going for the drop off. Don't follow me. Do your own thing. I'm doing risky stuff here. Trying to get green again for the day on this stock. Will add to my share size if it hits the ATR. Maybe this is going to be the time. I'm going to send it up for everybody here. Because I went short. ATR is 151.47. I'm at 56. Add to my share size. I will make sure I do market, which won't give me the best, but I will get in just before it flushes, which would be the only reason I would add. And it's getting very close to where I would add. There. Okay, I'm going to take that. So I have 200 shares, and now I'm really having fun. We're having fun. There's my trade here, open. Don't follow me, guys. This is risky. I think I'm getting ready to take a loss. I'm going to have to scalp my way out of another friggin'. Oh my God. These little sessions with you guys, I have the worst luck on this stuff. And MACD's sending it up now. That really hit a bottom there and turned around right there, even though it seemed like it was going to keep going. I got nothing, no data that said that wouldn't continue to go. So yeah, I'm going to have to get out here. $71.43, that's 322. Going back down. Can it break back down to the 52? That would make me hold it a little longer. I don't really add. Well, I don't really want to add to this anymore. So. Yep. Just staying on target for a minute to see if it's going to do what I thought it was going to do in the first place. So I'm all the way up at the 51. I'm all the way up here. For my position's way up here. So it doesn't, if it got anywhere near where it was, I'd have a nice profit down there. But thought it was going to reject off the ATR. I thought it was a smart call. But just seems like it's wanting to go back up now. 5 minute looks really strong.
GOOG and GOOGL Google Pixel phones added to Department of Defense information.
I'm going to take a hit here in a second, guys. So hopefully you are watching your max loss. We had a green day until this trade. Can still dig out of this pretty easily, but it's just annoying. I had to dig out of 3,000 yesterday, so stalling just above my position here, so it's not a pretty picture for me. So, yeah, that's not good. It broke the 50 cent. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't break the 50 cent there. Yeah, okay, I'm going to get out. Okay, so that was a bad trade. And I'm going to call it a day there, and I'm going to go work out, refresh myself, and come back and get this green. But anyway, you will see me on Monday, hopefully, at the $1 Million Margin Club. I've been having a tough week here, but overall, we ended up being green. Ended the month really good at 4,000 or 4,600 for last month. So. But yeah, this was a little tough. So for those of you that followed me exactly, which you shouldn't be doing, that's not good for you guys. But all right, guys, thanks for being here. Be careful out there as always, and you can look to me to be the guinea pig for this today. And I hope your tomorrow is good too. All right, guys, go green. See you soon.